As someone who's been in fandom since the 2012 days of Tumblr, I find these two's attitude towards fandom and its fangirls very refreshing in that they're totally accepting and they don't judge and they actually play along. And I think a lot of that has to come with the humility of not that long ago being one of us, being a normal person, and that's why they have empathy. And I kind of contrast that to the last time when there was something as big as Heated Rivalry to come out of the West was 2012's Avengers, and really the breakout character was Loki. Loki was everywhere. Like, there was like a complete psychosis around this character, kind of similar to what we're seeing right now with Heated Rivalry. And tragically, what happened with that is I think Chris Hemsworth got really jealous of Tom Hiddleston's success, and once he got into the mainstream, he tried really hard from Thor Ragnarok onwards to make Thor the star of the series, and kind of made it really clear that he didn't really like Loki. He made these weird misogynistic comments about like, oh, you're a screw up, or oh, it's like that ex-girlfriend you break up with, and like they still come back and hang your dress for you or something like that. And it kind of, when he spoke poorly about Loki, really he was also speaking poorly about the fan base that made him famous in the first place, which was the fangirls who made all the beautiful fan arts and fan fictions. Like, he was really just talking down to them, right? And I think that's someone who's kind of used to like being up there, so they didn't really know what it was like to be a normal person, so that's why they did that. And rightfully so, Thor Love and Thunder ended up tanking because karma. And I think what's interesting is you start seeing these celebrities trying to experiment with moving more towards straight male demographics. You see Sydney Sweeney kind of gone to a lot of trouble with her American Eagle jeans ad, and then she didn't backtrack in that interview. And ultimately, like, her movie ended up not doing all that well at the box office. And I think what's interesting about this is that when it comes to elections, like, people on the right are more likely to show up to the polls and get off of their couch, so they're more represented in the elections. But when it comes to entertainment, I think the opposite is true, because it's people on the left who actually show up to movie theaters, who make fan edits and fan arts. The people on the right, they don't actually go to the theater, so usually you lose them to the couch. I'm kind of interested to see what Timothee Chalamet ends up with on Marty Supreme, because he's kind of shifted towards the right in a time when, for a very long time, he was actually like a darling of the left, kind of like this whole pretty boy thing. And I think it's kind of inopportune that he's shifted to the right at this time, because it basically left this big gap that now Heated Rivalry is now filling in terms of like this like female gaze, male beauty type of hype, the same type of hype that kind of low-key occupied in 2012.